Yes, we're open. And no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you are invited and welcome to this time of worship, to this community of faith, and to this sermon podcast from the Congregational Church of Needham United Church of Christ in Needham, Massachusetts. This sermon for Sunday, March 23rd, 2025, is entitled Prepared. It's a reflection on a reading from the New Testament, from the Gospels, from the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 14, verses 3 through 9. And our preacher today is the Reverend John McKeever Gage. If you enjoy this sermon and would like to find out more about our open and affirming ministries at the Congregational Church of Needham, simply head over to our website, www.needhamucc.org. Thank you. Our reading today comes from the New Testament, from the Gospels, from the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 14, verses 3 through 9. We hear today from the Contemporary English Version. Jesus was eating in Bethany at the home of Simon, who once had leprosy, when a woman came in with a very expensive bottle of spikenard, sweet-smelling perfume. After breaking it open, she poured the perfume on Jesus' head. This made some of the guests angry, and they complained. "Why such a waste? We could have sold this perfume for more than 300 silver coins and given the money to the poor." So they started saying cruel things to the woman. But Jesus said, "Leave her alone. Why are you bothering her? She has done a beautiful thing for me. You will always have the poor with you, and whenever you want to, you can give to them. But you won't always have me here with you. She has done all she could by pouring perfume on my body to prepare it for burial. You may be sure that wherever the good news is told all over the world, people will remember what she has done, and they will tell others."
I'm going to stay here for our sermon today because our sermon today isn't really a sermon. It's a kind of a guided meditation, a time to pause and to enter into this story of Jesus' life in his last days with more than just our heads, with our intellect, but with our emotions and even with our bodies as well, even just with our breathing. Now, if you are skeptical about meditation, that's fine too. I get it. But try not to worry about the woo-woo of it all. At the very least, you'll get a nice quiet nap. And I remain convinced that most of us need a nice quiet nap more now than we ever did in kindergarten. I only wish I had a carpet square to give you. But in the meantime, let's try this. Try resettling yourself in your pew. You've already been sitting there a while. Or your chair or your couch at home. Square up your body a little bit, feet flat on the floor. It's amazing how much stress we carry in our feet. Let your shoulders fall broad. Let your spine be springy and upright, neither hunched over like a shrimp nor pulled out straight like a rope. And let your hands fall loose and open upward across the tops of your thighs. That helps spread your shoulders and your chest a bit. Now, this is a hard one for me. It may be easier for you. Lift your chin a bit. It could be a bit counterintuitive. I know for many of us, our instinct is to curl inward or downward, and that's okay too. But I like to think of this feeling of a loved one holding my face in their hands and lifting my eyes to meet theirs. Of course, if you've got the space, whether at home or here in the sanctuary, you can lie down too. Just know that that will make it easier for you to fall asleep. But as we said, not a bad thing. As long as you can hear my voice, there is nothing particular you need to watch here in the sanctuary or on the screen for the next several minutes. Now, become aware of your breathing. You're already doing it. Your body breathes 22,000 times a day on average without your thinking about it or overthinking about it. But take a moment now to think about it. Take a moment. It's nothing special, only the breath of life going in and out, regular, steady. You don't have to force it. You don't have to breathe extra deep. There's no special meditational breathing that you have to master. Just let your body do what it knows how to do and be aware of it and be grateful for it. Be grateful for you. In and out, and in and out. And if you haven't already, maybe close your eyes or not. As with everything else, the choice is yours. If you choose to keep them open, perhaps try to soften your focus into the middle distance, like you're trying to remember a word that you can't quite yet. But otherwise, let your lids close. Feel yourself grounded, connected. You are right where you need to be. Right where you are. Sitting there, breathing in and out. Your body on the chair, your feet on the floor on the foundation on the earth. All of you held between the unwavering support of the entire earth beneath you. And at the same time, drawn gently upward through the top of your head toward the stars that shine whether we can see them or not. You are held in perfect balance. Keep focusing on your breathing. Other thoughts will arise, thoughts and judgments and distractions. That's just the way our minds work, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you can choose to notice them as they arise and gently send them on their way, so you can choose to focus on this moment. I like to imagine those thoughts in my head like patrons demanding the attention of my inner restaurant host. So I acknowledge them as they arrive, and I hand them a box of crayons and seat them at a table off to the side to amuse themselves until I choose to get back to them, if I do. If that image works for you, great. If not, imagine something else. Perhaps those thoughts are just ripples on the surface of you that arise, pass through you, and away. Whatever works for you. And you can always come back to this image or find a new one. As you sink deeper into this strange combination of relaxation and attention, which is presence, I'm going to ask you to try something kind of counterintuitive. In this relaxed place, take a moment and think about everything that's worrying you today, these days, in the safety of this place. Maybe make a little list in your mind. Maybe it's not so little. Trust that in the safety of this place, they won't take over. Just keep that connection with your core breathing going. But as you do, gently turn up the volume on those concerns for a moment. Concerns for your family, your friends, for fellow church members, for yourself, for our town, our nation, our world. Concern for creation as a whole. Hear them. They're real. They're something, even if they are not everything. Acknowledge these concerns. They are part of what makes us, makes you human and humane. But they are not our focus in this moment. I cherish the advice of a mentor in ministry years ago who told me frequently that there's really very little in life that can't wait 20 minutes. So whatever you need to address will still be there when you return to them if you choose to. Remember that. So now I'm going to invite you to imagine walking away from those concerns, not forever, but for a bit. Maybe just a few steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then take a left turn. And as you turn, the sound of those concerns diminishes. It's muffled, more like a loud party in a room down the hall. Continue walking a few more steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And take another left turn. And now the sound of those concerns is gone entirely. Freed from their distraction, you look up to notice that you are in a place that is very familiar and very comfortable to you. Indoors or out, it doesn't matter. Maybe it's a room in your house. Maybe it's a room in the house that you grew up in. Maybe it's your favorite table at your favorite coffee shop or restaurant. Maybe it's a clearing in the woods on your favorite hike, or a special spot on the seashore. Take a few more steps there in that safe and comfortable and comforting place, wherever it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel your breath settle even deeper in your body. Maybe even sigh or shrug. Feel the stress melt away from your body and your mind and your spirit. Enjoy that delicious combination of groundedness and lightness at the same time. As you do, notice that you are not alone, and in this safest of places, that's okay. It doesn't surprise you or frighten you at all. Because seated there like he belongs there, because he does, is Jesus. He doesn't look at all like he does in the paintings. But you would recognize him anywhere. His eyes, his hair, his skin, his face, his hands. He reaches out a hand to you and gently invites you to come sit next to him. And you know in your bones that the choice is 100% up to you. So if you'd like to, you do. And if not, you are fine right where you are. Either way, you look into his eyes wide and deep, with more laugh lines than you'd expect for someone his age, and more sadness as well. He's seen some stuff. And more importantly, he's loved some stuff, some people, and bears the beautiful weight of that gift of love in his body. You continue to look into his eyes, and as you do, you realize, and this strikes a part of you as a bit silly, even in the moment, but still, you realize that Jesus reminds you of someone you know, someone you love especially. Something about him reminds you of whomever that is for you. Your dad, your mom, your daughter, your son, your husband, your wife, your grandkids, your uncles and aunts, your nieces and nephews, someone who was particularly near and dear to you. Somehow he reminds you of all of them. As you continue to look into his face, more other beloved faces come to mind. Your first love, your last love. Teachers, pastors, mentors, scout leaders, classmates and neighbor kids you haven't thought about in years. But you realize you loved them too. And you still do. They look nothing like Jesus, of course. But still, somehow, they do. They're there. The deeper you look into his eyes, the more you see. Everyone you love. And everyone else, too. People across the street, across town, across the world, across the internet, across the aisle, across every line, everyone, everywhere. And beyond that, behind and underneath all of them, all of you, the entirety of creation, all the plants and animals and rocks and trees and oceans. All of this is in his eyes, in his loving gaze. All of this, all of them, all of you, deeply, intimately, passionately loved, including Jesus himself. Jesus loves, but he is loved too. He is so loved by the unnamed woman in the story we shared today that she brings a jar of priceless perfumed oil to anoint him, to bless him. Him, Jesus, the one who blesses everyone else. But for Jesus, she breaks open the jar, breaks open her heart, and lets all her love flow down over his head, his neck, his shoulders. She celebrates him, not because he asks her to, not because it is good and right and meet so to do, but because she loves him so much. She loves him, and she is grateful not just for what he's done and will do, but for who he is, for all he has taught her and all he has brought to the world, for all that he is risking to change the world for the better in love. Love for her and for all those she loves, and even for those she can't stand. She loves him because he first loved her. Love, pure, unconditional for her, is the reason he does what he does. And love for him and for all those other beloveds she sees in his eyes will always be the reason she will do what she will do, large and small in her own life, for the sake of that gospel of love. Just as justice is what love looks like in public, this caring intimacy is what love looks like in the private spaces of our hearts and in the heart of our community too. As you watch this tender scene unfold, you realize that until this very moment, you didn't know that there was a smell to holiness. But you've known it all along. Remember? What is it for you? Bread baking in your grandmother's house? The top of your baby's head? Wood shavings in your uncle's workshop? The sweat of a vigorous congregation deep in praise? The nape of your beloved's neck snuggled in bed? The incense that they burned on holy days in the church of your childhood? The corn chip smell of your dog's paws? Or maybe it's something else entirely, even something new. Let that odor, whatever it is, fill your nostrils now, even as it fills the entire space where you are. Let it bless you and mark you with holiness and with love. Let little wisps of it trail after you to remind you of this moment when you need reminding. Remind you that this moment of intimacy and mutual love with Jesus and all those others is always there, tucked away in the corner of your heart, always accessible to you. You can come back here anytime you want. This is a part of who you are. And with that assurance, you take a deep breath and turn back toward the rest of your life, just a few steps away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a turn, and a few more steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And another turn. You begin to hear the hubbub of your concerns still there, but somehow not as loud now, not anything like as overwhelming as they felt just a moment ago. You remain centered and grounded. You remain loved and loving in your heart and in your mind and in your body and in your soul. I invite you to gently begin coming back to your awareness here and now. Maybe wiggle your fingers or your toes or your butt. Maybe give it a little stretch or a big one. Maybe a yawn, a holy yawn. If you've closed them, you can gradually open your eyes. Keep listening to your breathing in and out, in and out. As you come back from this inward journey, friends, remember you are loved. Love for you and you and you is why Jesus did everything he did in his moment. And love for all our beloveds is the reason we will do whatever it is we need to do now, in our moment, for the sake of the world, for the sake of the gospel, for the sake of love. For if I speak in the tongues of humans and of angels, but do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to be able to move mountains, but do not have love, it's like I have nothing at all. If I give away all of my possessions, and if I hand over my body so that I may boast for the cause, but do not have love, I gain nothing. For faith, hope, and love remain, these three. And the greatest of these is love.